Angry House is in the house. I'm testing out my new microphone here, so I don't know how loud I'm going to be. I'm a little confused. I thought that we lived in a free society. I mean, within reason, you know what I mean? The fundamentals of a free society is freedom of speech. And apparently YouTube is, anybody who has a conservative view, YouTube is kicking them off. But that's the whole idea. I mean, if I have a different view than you, what's the big deal? We just argue the points, and maybe you can convince me, or I can convince you. That's what it's all about. Now I'm up here in Canada, and what's really bothering me is everybody here in Canada just doesn't care what happens down the States. Who cares, the United States? But whatever happens down there is going to eventually come up here. So whatever problems they have, especially with this election they had. Now, unless you've been living underneath a rock, really, for the past few months, or even the past 4 years, as a Canadian, I'm looking down there and I'm thinking, man, every time they go after Trump with so-called evidence, the evidence proves to be wrong. Now, Trump said that the mail-in votes and the way they're doing it now is so easily, you can easily just, manipulate the outcome. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, again, the evidence is there, but nobody wants to look at it. I'll give you an example. Just a quick example. I have to have a little sip of coffee here. Let's just say your neighbor sneaks over to your house at nighttime and steals your car. You have video evidence of this, and there's a neighbor outside walking his dog, and that neighbor spots him too and says, yeah, that looks like your neighbor, right? Now, you go to the police show up and they say, you know what, there's not enough evidence here. And you say, well, did you look at my film footage? Did you talk to my other neighbors? They saw this one neighbor steal my car. No, they're not interested in looking at any of the evidence. No, this is not enough here. Bye. And that's exactly what happened here with the American election. They have the evidence, but nobody wants to look at it. Why? Because if you look at it, they'll find out that there's discrepancies here. Now, I don't know, like 80 million or so people voted for Trump, like an overwhelming majority of people. Yet, Trump lost. That means that the election, I guess you can't say that F word here on YouTube. I don't want to be demonetized by YouTube, because basically my show's a little new, so coming on here new, I don't want to get demonetized right away, or get flagged for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, there's something going on here. In order to have a free country, one of the principles is you should be able to vote. Your vote should count. The idea is that if I vote the Democrats in, and they do a crappy job, next time around I might vote Republican. So same as up here in Canada. It's like I said, whatever happens down there, it's going to come up here. So if I want Trudeau win again, maybe the PC, Progressive Conservative, will be cheating or something, whatever. I don't want that to happen. But here's the part that really kind of makes me go, ugh. The Republican Party is supposed to be fighting for those who vote for them. So if I'm voting for you, the Republican, you're supposed to fight with me. But most of the Republicans, they didn't stand by Trump. What's the sense of me voting Republican if vote for you guys if you're not even going to stand there and support me? I'm your votes. I want you guys in, type thing. If I was an American. So most of the Republicans didn't object. What does that tell you? that tells you that the Republicans, the majority of them, because there were some Republicans that stood with Trump, and the Democrats, they're just one party. Just, I mean, like, there's just that one party, Republicans and Democrats. They just go back and forth, and each one just keeps lining their pockets. I mean, that's what this election at least should have opened some eyes here, if anything. And Mike Pence, really, buddy? Like, aren't you Trump's right-hand man, the vice president? You didn't. I mean, you shoved Trump off a bridge. I mean, like, man, I don't know. I mean, buddy, Pence, like, you're always up there, la 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 la. Like, you just look so Republican. And man, you just stuck a knife right in Trump's back. You just shucked him under a bus. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is 2021, and what is going to happen? I mean, the president of the United States has been kicked off Twitter. I mean, which means if he can get kicked off Twitter, anybody can. I mean, and Facebook and like the YouTube is apparently anybody who disagrees with what they think of what they say. If you don't agree with the sort of the, I guess, liberal or left, if you don't agree with their view, they just go bye-bye and you're gone. That's what happens in China, man. Like, that's what the Chinese do. They have the one party. You can't. There's no other party to vote for, because I don't even think they vote. They just stay in forever. But it looks like in the United States they give you the impression that there's two parties. Or if you don't like the Republican Party, you can vote Democrat, and vice versa. But no, they didn't. The Republican Party just said, I'm going away for a while. But they didn't stand with the people who vote for them. What's the sense? I mean, I think that what should happen is there should be another party to come in there. I mean, a party that actually speaks for the people. I don't know what you'd call them, but... And I'm hoping, the rumor has it, that I've been checking quite a few of the sites out, that Trump might be getting together with somebody else and like getting their own sort of channel, YouTube, or getting their own platform where they can't be kicked off. So apparently now, if you go on Parler, I haven't been on Parler, but Parler, they claim complete free speech as long as it's not, like hurting anybody or anything like that, right? But Parler has, BitChute, Parler, Rumble, and Odyssey. I haven't been on Odyssey. I've looked at Rumble. I've looked at BitChute. Pretty good. I mean, it's obviously it's conservative. I'm sure if you're a Democrat or you have Democratic views, you could go on BitChute and say your piece, right? That's your right. If you don't, right? But I've been checking more of the conservative views on there. But just before I go, I saw some clips of the protest at Washington there on the 6th of January, and I saw the police let them in. They were opening the gates up. I mean, they let them in. It's kind of like those old westerns where, the Indians, 4 or 5 Indians, run away from the cavalry, and the cavalry they lead the cavalry into this canyon that you can't get out of, and all the other Indians are up on top shooting at them. They lured this group in, hoping that they would burn and loot and smash, and that's what they're hoping for, so that they could say, "Oh, look how horrible the Republican voters are, or these people that vote for Trump." And but then again, there was no talk about the fact that Antifa and I don't know how many groups were the past year just burning cities, killing people, shooting police officers, rioting, and then they have the gall to say, "Oh, it was just peaceful protests." I guess the problem is, I'll show you the problem. The problem is this thing right here. See? Everybody is too busy looking at this and not looking around to see what's going on. Because eventually, if you don't start opening up your eyes and seeing what's happening, this is going to become a socialist part of the world. And again, for the Canadians out there, guys, if socialism starts in the States, it's going to come up here. As simple as that. So unless you like socialism, just Google socialism, the term. You may not like it. So, well, that's all I have to say. Elvis has left the building. Ciao.